Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Darrin with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson, and today I want to show you how to play two cool riffs from Firehouse. So be sure to click on the link in the description for the tabs, and let's get close up and take a look at these. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is Don't Treat Me Bad, and this is like on the record they play this on an acoustic guitar, I think, but I'm just going to be using a clean tone and the acoustic emulator in my processor here. So this isn't too terribly tough to play. So first off, we've got this A chord here. So I'm on the 7th fret of the D string with my 3rd finger, and the 6th fret of the G string with my 2nd finger, and the 5th fret of the B string with my 1st finger. And we're going to play the A and high E strings open. So that's our first chord. And then we've got E over A. So for this, what we're going to do is we're just going to take this shape and we're going to move it down a half step, and then we're going to reverse our 1st and 2nd fingers. So now our 3rd finger is on the 6th fret of the D string, 1st finger is on the 4th fret of the G string, and 2nd finger is on the 5th fret of the B string. And again, we're going to be playing the A and high E strings open. And then the 3rd chord we got is D add 9 over A. So all we're going to do is take this shape and move it down a whole step. So now 3rd finger is on the 4th fret of the D string, 1st finger is on the 2nd fret of the G string, and 2nd finger is on the 3rd fret of the B string. And again, we got the A and high E strings both open. So those are our 3 chords. So the progression, it just goes from the A to the E over A to the D add 9 over A, back to the E over A, and then back to A again. So the first thing you might want to do is just kind of work on getting those transitions down. Okay, and then for the strumming for this, we've got an 8th note, and then 4 16th notes, and then another 8th note. So like the 1 E and 2, see 1 E and 2 E and. So if you think of it like this, is you have like a long strum and then 4 short ones. And then we're going to move down to our E over A, and now we've got the same thing, 1 long, 4 quick ones, and then we'd move down a whole step again for the we move down a whole step for the D add 9 over 11, same thing, and then back up. So trying to play this and count it, I mean, it's easily done, but it's really a lot easier. I say this all the time. It's a lot easier if you really kind of get the feel for it. right, with this, one other thing too that I want to mention is that I'm got my thumb up here, so it's muting the low E string, because that's the only string we're not using, so we don't want that note in there. Just like that. All right, so next we're going to look at is the riff. This is like the whole opening sequence of the song All She Wrote. This is going to end right where the verse starts. So this one's a little bit longer of a riff than I usually do in these, but this whole thing is just like really cool. This is, I think these guys were really good songwriters, and this was just really, really well put together. I really dig this. So for this, we're going to start off with an E minor bar chord. Right, so I'm barring my first finger across the 7th fret of the first 5 strings, and then my second finger is going on to the 8th fret of the B string, my 3rd finger is on the 9th fret of the D string, and my 4th finger is on the 9th fret of the G string. So it starts off with this chord. So this actually starts on the and of 4. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's tied to the downbeat of 1 of the second measure. So it's like it's the equivalent of a quarter note. So we have a long quarter note and then another quick 8th note, and then we go to our next chord, which is B minor over A. So simply, all we're going to do is we're going to keep our first finger barred, but we're going to lift these other fingers off. So my recommendation is not to go like this, is just try to maintain that shape, because you're going to have to be transitioning between these chords a lot. So we've got the, and then we're going to go to the low E string, and we're just going to pedal that as 8th notes. So this is like and 3 and 4, and then on the and of 4 we hit that E minor again, and again it's tied to the downbeat of 1 of the next measure, and then on the downbeat of 2 we strike it again, and then to the B minor over A. So it's like, when we go to that second time, then we hit the low E again, back to the E minor, back to the B minor over A, and then the open low E again. And when we do those open low E strings, by the way, they're palm muted. So that's like the first part of it. Then we're going to go to a G5 over C. So for this one, we're going to come down. This is probably one of the more difficult chords to do, especially to get this stretch. So first finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, second finger, well, this is how I do it anyway. You might be more comfortable to do it this way. I'll explain that in a second. So we're on the 3rd fret of the A string, the 5th fret of the D string, and the 7th fret of the G string. So I'm using my first finger on the A string, my second finger on the D string, and my pinky on the G string. Now some people find it more comfortable to do it this way. You know, that just does not work for me. So if that works for you, that's great. Now we're going to hit this chord and go to a C5. So, and then for the C5, we just keep our first finger where it is, and then we're going to be on the 5th fret of the D and G string. So you could, do it like that, or whichever way is easier for you. For me, that is easier, but when I play it up to speed, I may not consistently do it that way. My hand just kind of goes on autopilot. So after we do that, now we're going to do that pedal on the 3rd fret of the A string, palm muted. But this time, instead of being 4, it's actually 5. So we're hitting that on the downbeat of 1. On the downbeat of 2. So it's like 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're going to go to our next chord. So. Okay, so our next chord, we're going to come up and we're going to do a regular D major bar chord. So first finger's picking up the 5th fret of the A string, and then my third finger's getting the 7th fret of the D, G, and B string. But we're going to do D suspended 4. So you do this and then use your pinky to grab the 8th fret on the B string. And we're going to hit this, and this is on the and of 4 on measure 4. And it's tied to the downbeat of 1 on the next measure. So it's kind of the same timing as it was for the... But now we're going to go... We're going to do the D suspended 4 twice to D, and then it's just got a quick 8th note rest back to the D suspended 4 to D, and then it goes into this little riff. So it's... So far, then it goes into this little riff. So here, we're going to start 7th fret of the A string. Or excuse me, yeah, 7th fret of the A string to the 7th fret of the low E to the 5th fret of the A, and then back to the 7th fret of the low E. So this first one is a quarter note. So it's 4, 1, and 2. And then on the and of 2, we go to the 5th fret of the A string. And then on the downbeat of 3, we go to the 7th fret. So. And then there's just a slight rest, and then it more or less kind of starts over again. So we're back here at the 7th fret of the A string as a quarter note, again on 4. And then on the next measure, 1 and 2. So we're 7 on the A string to 7 on the low E to 5 on the A to 7 on the A to 5 on the D string, back to the 7th fret of the A string again. So. Then we repeat like the first part again. So that's that whole riff. Then after that little riff, we're going to come down here to the C5. We hit it twice, so it's quarter notes. So this first one is on 4, so it's like 4, 1. Then we're going to move up to the D suspended 4, and that's going to be 2, and then to D for 3, and then just an E5 power chord here on 4. And then I've got it tied to a whole note on the next measure, because that's where the vocals would actually start. So you got the I got home late, you know, the vocals would come in there. So that last part again. All right, and the whole thing. Now another thing, when he's doing he's hitting pinch harmonics on a lot of those. Yeah, so you can just kind of mess around with that and, you know, work on the pinch harmonics and, you know, to kind of make it all work. Now they are tuned down a half step on both of these songs, so if you want to play along with them, you will need to tune your guitar down a half step. But I really love that riff from All She Wrote. I think it's really a really cool guitar riff. All right, so there you have it. 2 cool riffs from Firehouse. That second one's pretty long, got a lot of stuff in there, but it's such a cool riff. I really dig it. It's fun to play, and you know, a lot of good stretching and exercises and stuff that's good for your playing. So if you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this or other guitar-related topics. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we upload throughout the week. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.